Welcome to the Empowered Aging Podcast. Your host is Michelle, a physical therapist passionate about helping older adults stay active, mobile, and independent. Let's dive into today's topic.
Today, I want to talk about the difference between being busy and being active. I hear a lot from my patients that they just don't have time to do their exercises because they're so busy all day long. They're going grocery shopping, they're cooking, they're paying the bills, they're cleaning the house. And you know what? That's probably good enough. They're moving all day long, so surely that is exercise. Well, let's really think about that. Busy is you're filling your day. You're doing a lot of stuff and you're just filling your day. You don't have a lot of downtime. Active means what your body actually did. So if you think about all those things that you do in your day, going to the store, all right? So you get in your car, you're sitting as you drive, okay? You go into the store and you meander through the aisles, finding what you need. You take your groceries out, probably in your cart, until you get to your car. You do a little bit of lifting, put them in your vehicle, and carry them into the house and put them away. And then you probably sit down and maybe pay some bills or other paperwork you might have. There's still more sedentary time than you might realize. And that walking that you did wasn't really very fast. So the question would be, did you get your heart rate up? So at the end of every day, I would ask that you kind of consider what you did in the day. Did you do anything to breathe a little harder, get your heart rate up, get your muscles working? Did you move all of your joints through the full motion, or were you keeping yourself kind of small? Did you challenge your balance? Because these are all of the components that we need to make sure to include in a good activity exercise program. We need aerobic to strengthen our heart and lungs. That's going to allow us to walk across that parking lot or walk through the store or take a walk outside with our family without feeling short of breath, without getting so winded and tired. We need to improve our strength so that we can go upstairs without having to hold on to the grab bar, the railing. We need the strength to carry our groceries, to be able to get up and walk, hold our own weight, get up out of chairs, and hopefully be able to get on and off the floor. We need to work on our flexibility so that we can get our clothes on, put our pants on, get our feet up, to wash ourselves, to put our socks and shoes on, to do a little foot care, give yourself a pedicure, to be able to scratch your back, wash your hair. Flexibility is really important so that our bodies can move naturally. And then, of course, we need balance. That's going to help us stay upright and walk, prevent falls, and not have to use a walker or a cane, hopefully. So we need all of these elements incorporated into our daily activities or into a good exercise program in order to remain active and independent, because that's my mission in life, to keep you all active and independent. So incorporating those things into your day so that you're active, not just busy. At the end of the day, you might often feel tired after being busy. Maybe too tired to do your exercises. But is that fatigue really physical fatigue, or is it emotional fatigue? right? Because when we're doing a lot of errands, especially if we're doing things that challenge our brain, maybe paying bills and taking care of affairs, that's emotionally and mentally exhausting. But by incorporating some physical things, it helps with that stress reduction and actually gives us more energy. Taking a brisk walk might be physically fatiguing, but at the same time, it actually increases the dopamine in our brains, giving us overall more energy. So, this is my challenge for you. At the end of every day, I want you to ask yourselves, just assess yourself over the next week, okay? Not asking you to change anything necessarily right away. Just start this a little assessment. At the end of every day, ask yourself, what did I do to help my muscles work harder and be stronger? What did I do to keep my joints limber? Did I move them through their full abilities, arms and legs and trunk? Did I do anything to help my heart and lungs? Did I do anything to challenge my balance? So if you go through the next few days asking yourself that, doing a little self-assessment, figure out, maybe you are. Maybe you're good at incorporating things like that into your day-to-day life, and that's great. Kudos to you. But I suspect if you do that, you're in the minority. If you're not one of those people, let's think about some ways that you could start incorporating things like that. If you are walking in the store, could you, before you get your cart, or maybe you park it to the side, walk briskly up and down some of the aisles? You know, if you're there at a slow time, shouldn't be too hard. Get your heart rate up a little bit. Walk to the music that might be playing. When you're standing in the kitchen, waiting for the water to boil or your coffee to brew, could you do some heel raises? Some leg kicks? Maybe stand on one leg? The kitchen's a great place to incorporate these activities because you have the counter to hold on to if you needed some support. And, your flexibility, you could do that seated. You could do that lying in bed. I find that lying in bed is a great place because you don't need to worry about falling down. You can really get your arms up and around, snow angel type movements, moving your legs. It's a great way to start the day, to really get those joints warmed up. And then even at the end of the day, doing it again, now that they're warmed up, you might even find that you move further. So it shouldn't take a lot of extra time to do some of these activities. I have one lady who every time she goes to the bathroom, she does sit to stands at the toilet. Easy time to do that, right? Do 3 or 5 or 10 repetitions, whatever you choose. That's a great time to practice. Find ways to incorporate these really important elements into your day so that you can maintain your flexibility, your strength, your endurance, and your balance. We need to try to incorporate enough so that we're keeping up with the recommendations of about 150 minutes a week of these kinds of activities all together. So if you kind of go through the week and you think, no, I'm not doing really what I should, but you're not sure what you could do to incorporate these things, please reach out to me. I'm happy to help, give you some ideas. Depending on your functional level, you might need some modifications of the things I listed, but I promise you there's always something that we can find to get you moving better. So that's your challenge over the next week. Think about these elements at the end of every day, and then get to work on adding things. I hope that helps, and I will see you next time.
Thanks for joining us today. If this episode helped you learn something new, we hope you'll share it with someone who could benefit as well. Until next time, keep moving, stay strong, and take care of your body.